this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back.
Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. These are your hosts, CryptoSomniac, and we don't have a name for you.
Yeah, we don't have a name for me, but we're always doing a show on Facebook, so we thought we might as well bring it onto YouTube.
Yes, so this is we usually have the all-time high show over on Facebook in the Facebook group. If you're not a community member in there, I would suggest you join. And God, this thing needs to be... Why is this thing so fragile?
I don't know.
It's but we are going to be here to answer you guys' questions tonight and talk about what's going on in the news and whatnot. And let me make sure my mic volume isn't too crazy. And actually, you know what? Can you turn the air conditioner off real fast?
For sure.
Recording devices.
Classic ambient noise.
Levels. We should be good. All right, let's open CoinMarketCap up and let's pull up you guys' questions. So we're here to answer you guys' questions for the most part and talk, like I said, a little bit about the news, what's going on. Let me close all this unnecessary stuff out. So just get rid of it, I guess.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
That's fine.
It's good.
Yeah. So today's a bloodbath. I think we have more news about the Chinese exchanges going down. A couple of articles. I think there was one over on...
Wait, are those the most current prices?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Reports cast doubt on the future of China's Bitcoin exchanges and causing a lot of FUD and fear in the market, right? Nothing that I think is long-lasting. I read some conflicting articles. I read none of the exchanges so far have been alerted or reached out to. Like right here at the end of the article, it says, when reached, Huobi said it was operating normally and then had not received any notification from authorities yet on the matter. Other exchanges, including OKCoin, BTC, and Binance, other popular major exchanges in China, have not responded to these requests. And I think it's just opportunities for the rich to get richer.
Yeah.
Whales getting fat while we starve.
That's true. That's true. I also saw this on our cryptocurrency on Reddit, obviously, that like there were no sources for the actual FUD that caused this huge bubble burst. People would like to say this huge dip. So, yeah.
What's up, Moscow Mule? And hello, Aaron. Aaron is a member of our Moon Lounge. Hi, good day. Is Binance based in Hong Kong or purely in China company?
Binance? I
Yeah.
thought it was based out of Hong Kong.
I thought it's based out of Hong Kong too, which is in China.
Yeah.
So
I think Hong Kong used to be part of like England, I think until 1990 or 1996. I don't know, but it's just completely owned by China now.
Russia makes a U-turn on cryptocurrencies after backing from Putin. Will this raise any prices?
Actually, yeah, I think it will. You know, I think there's a lot of huge Russian players in the game. Vitalik's Russian, right? Waves is Russian. There's a couple of other Russian coins that I can't think of right now. Sonam is Russian. Yeah.
I just think the Russian culture and cryptocurrency and whatnot isn't very impactful in my opinion. I don't think it helps or hurts.
Well,
really.
I just don't think in the market they have the monetary volume that China and America does. Like they just don't have as big an impact as China and America do because we're the real market makers. You know, the two superpowers almost.
What are your thoughts on Verge? We're gonna open up Coinigy. Your favorite.
All right, there's some Bruce Lee playing in the background.
Let's collapse this. Thoughts on Verge? XVG.
What do you think about Q2 mainnet and the satellite launch? The TV's still on.
So Verge has gone up a lot over the past week or two. I never like to buy anything that looks like this. This is pretty parabolic right here. You know, I would look to sell off, in fact, if you had any. Let's pull up some key indicators. Let's pull up, I have a preloaded chart with a lot of things I like to look at. I also want to add the RSI to it. Normal RSI. This is OMG. Let's go back to Verge. And let's look at the 4 hour a little bit longer. So, you can see we've been gone up a lot the past week or so. Close to all-time highs, not quite. Back in May and June, we were all the way up there. But I never like to chase anything like this, you know. They process transactions faster than Bitcoin, Monero, and PIVX, and have a limited supply. To the moon after the bloodbath. Sib is Russian. What about OMG? Let's go back to Omise Go.
So Verge has a limited supply
Of tokens?
Yeah. I didn't know Verge had a limited supply. So
What is their supply?
right now it's like 13. It's 13 billion right now. Let's see. Let me control that Verge. It's 13 billion right now, but it's capped at some point. Yeah, max supply is 16.5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's might not be a bad move. But if you think about it, like just like Ripple and Stellar Lumens, it's really hard. You know, it's just so much, the token supply is so high that volatility is really low. You know, and I think as cryptocurrency traders, we thrive on volatility.
Let's talk about OMG. OMG. So OMG's done pretty well. Let me get rid of this.
It's remarkably stable.
It's been very stable over the past couple of days, especially while everything else has been flying around.
Yeah.
We've been pretty much at an all-time high consistently for the past, back dating towards the end of August. Yeah, we've really been just in an upward trend the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
this whole thing is pretty solid. But it's a good project long term. It's something that I definitely want to hold for the long term. But it's done pretty well actually over the past couple of weeks. I wouldn't be surprised to see it slow down. I don't know of any major news coming out for them or their roadmap in the coming.
I think it's just as more and more companies jump on the cryptocurrency currency acceptance for as a form of payment. I think OMG will continue to rally up, because if you can think about it, like, yeah, McDonald's, yeah, that's huge, but if you think about like a Target or an Amazon, you know, that's really going to push Omise over the top. So I think as more companies buy onto it, it'll be better and better.
Something also that I just noticed is they call this right here when the RSI goes lower and lower and lower. See those lower dips?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let me delete that line. They call that bearish momentum divergence. When this goes down, and meanwhile price goes up. It goes up while the RSI is going down, and that usually means a price fall is coming up. So I actually wouldn't be surprised to see this lose some steam.
Yeah, for sure.
This again, this indicator here, when you have the RSI is an indicator of whether something's overbought or oversold. Let me make it a little bit longer at 14, see if we get anything different. It's not quite as bad when I make it 14. Let me delete the line. Yeah, it's not quite as bad when I delete the line. It looks like we're more in the middle when I bring it out to a 14 period RSI. But we've been doing pretty steadily over the past couple of weeks. Let's take a look. IOTA, keep for the long term. Great time to buy now. Let's pull up the IOTA chart.
IOTA's taking a beating. I think just because, A, you know, the whole market's taking a beating, and B, it's getting removed from Bitfinex, right?
Well, not just that. Why can't I find IOTA?
And there was a vulnerability found, right?
Yeah.
So there's a security flaw in IOTA.
What am I doing wrong? Why is IOTA not coming up?
It's MyOTA, right?
No, it's not. That's not it. It's 100% IOTA.
Wait, just go to Bitfinex.
Oh yeah, because I need to go Bitfinex first.
Right.
Where's Bitfinex?
Yeah, BITF. It's like the second one from the top.
Bitfinex. There we go. Oh, I had T. There we go.
Okay.
Let's go out. So we had a big run up here in August. You know, we're at a good time. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement on this. But there is some bad news surrounding IOTA. It's being removed for U.S. citizens from Bitfinex. It is, it's very low. And if you take a look at the RSI, let's make this daily instead of playing around with 4 hours. Let's zoom in. You know, we're in a downward trend. You can see that we had, you know, we were pretty high. And if we do a Fibonacci retracement, we are in the sweet spot that I like to buy at usually.
Yeah.
In this region here.
And if you take a look at the MACD, they're about to cross soon, so that kind of indicates a nice bottom right there.
Yeah, we're coming towards the bottom. Right. Not quite sure where exactly yet, but let me take the paintbrush. This MACD here, this is a good indicator of trend reversal. These look like they could be crossing again soon. Something to keep an eye on.
Right.
Again, there's a lot of bad news surrounding IOTA right now. There's an article that exposed some vulnerabilities in the code. It's being removed from Bitfinex for U.S. citizens, but it could be a great time to invest. This is when you want to buy when people are in fear and selling off. I would think that it'd be just a matter of time until other people or other exchanges start adding IOTA to their exchanges. And anytime a new cryptocurrency is added to an exchange, it's usually a good time to buy. So right now could be a good time to buy. And I think it's really young. You know, I wouldn't hold or suggest holding a whole lot of IOTA, but it's an interesting project to say the least. You did that Black Moon review. Any thoughts off the record? I have good things to say. A company reached out to me that supports and is an investor in Black Moon, and paid me to do a review of them. And you know, I found no question marks really. You helped me do some of that. Yeah. You can offer your opinions.
I mean, I think it's honestly the future. Like, it looks just like my 401k, and my 401k is from Fidelity. And I probably shouldn't say that, to the whole world. But yeah, my 401k is on Fidelity, and it looks almost identical. I think this is the future for cryptocurrencies because no one's going to want to manage, a particular currency with this much volatility, especially when we're under a trillion. And once we see the trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion mark, like the NASDAQ does, we're going to see less volatility and more investors. A lot of long-term investors don't like to see volatility. I think I got one of my family members to invest in Bitcoin, and it dropped like $600. And obviously, it's like went up $1,000 right after that, but it's still people don't like to see that. And I think a mutual fund is really gonna help that out.
Just an article here that Moscow Mule linked on Verge and Pivex. I'll bring it over here for a second. Something I'm curious about, and I'm not positive about Verge. Do you know if they use ring signatures?
No, they don't.
Monero, I know, uses ring signatures, and I believe, as far as I know, ring signatures are the only way to 100% bulletproof a transaction to make it not traceable. And if Verge does not use it, best anonymous coin.
No, Verge does not use it. I think only right now XSpec and Monero use it.
So I would suspect if they don't use ring signatures, then in my eyes, Monero is probably better.
I think the funniest story is when Alphabet, when the government shut down Alphabet, they found all these currencies, the Zcash, Dash, or they didn't find Zcash, they found Dash, Bitcoin. They found all of this guy's, he had millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency, and they found everything, but they couldn't find out how much Monero he actually had because they couldn't trace any of it because ring signatures are that private. And right now there's a bounty out that if you could crack ring signatures, if you could find out the destination or who sent you or what you sent, the amount that you sent to a specific address, then they give you like, I think it's like $30,000-$40,000. I actually have to look it up, but it's a lot of money, and I don't think anyone's been able to crack it yet.
Is there a way to convert coins you bought at a certain BTC price to the Ether price point, now going back and looking at the historical USD price of what Ethereum and Bitcoin was at that time? Is there a way to convert coins you bought at a certain BTC price to the Ethereum price bought without going back and looking at the historical USD price? Not that I'm aware of. I don't know. There might be some tools or features inside of some different programs or charts. I'm not sure how else you would get that off the top of your head. Sorry, late, just smoked an L. How about Cloakcoin? Isn't that a new private coin? I haven't researched that yet.
Still doesn't use ring signatures, right?
As far as I know, it doesn't use ring signatures. So I think the feature about Cloak is the fact that, or the biggest selling point about Cloak is you can choose up to 25 people that you want to mix your money through and send it through different addresses. And it makes it very difficult to trace and find, if you're piecing back 25 people. But I do believe that it is possible to go back and trace through those 25 people and do your extra homework. And you might not necessarily see a whole bunch of money come from one address, from one person, but it'll be split up from, say, 25 people. But as far as I know, ring signatures still are the best way to secure and be completely anonymous. Completely anonymous and private focus version.
So that's a huge misconception, thinking that Tor. Yeah, if you do something behind Tor that you can't be found, if you work hard enough, you could even crack through Tor.
Yeah, Tor isn't 100. Tor helps, for anonymity, but it's not anything that's not non-traceable. Monero, from the technology standpoint, and ring signatures are literally impossible to crack and find. Right. Go research. There's great presentations on Monero from Fluffy Pony and how ring signatures work. But from what I understood and watched them, they're literally 100% non-traceable. There's nothing you could do to crack them. It's not possible via the technology that was created. What about Zcoin? I'm not familiar with Zcoin, Liav. I really like to stay focused inside of the top cryptocurrencies. I don't really dive too deep into it. Zcoin. It's only $27 million in market cap. That's not a whole lot. I don't like to dive down too far into the list. How do you crack Tor? I mean, I'm not a programmer, but there is nothing that is completely anonymous about Tor. It just puts you in another location. It is nothing fancy.
Does it do that, or does it hide your subnet mask? I can't remember. But I know it can be cracked because many people have been caught over Tor.
Is XMR a good price now at 112? Let's take a look.
Well, I think Monero did surprisingly well compared to everything today. Yeah, look at that. That's barely anything.
This is on the 1 day. It still looks like we did downside. I would not look to buy in right now. I love to do Fibonacci retracements. We went pretty parabolic, especially after news that the mobile wallet and the fact that it was being added to hit BTC. I like to buy in this sweet region here at the 61.8 level. So I think it's a little high right now. And you can see the RSI, it's on the downtrend. The MACD crossed over, and we're on the downward trend. I would not look to get into Monero right now. We had a large run up. I would wait for things to cool off. It doesn't look like a great time to buy.
On the other hand, you know, there's not going to be as many ICOs, or they're going to be delayed. You know, something like Monero will look more appealing to investors. You know, may see a little bit of a volume jump.
Is 10x bottomed and looking to break out now? Let's pull up 10x.
It's pay, yeah. Let's click it. Can you put that to like a 4-hour chart?
Yeah, let's zoom into 4 hours. So, we saw a big run up, and we've been consolidating for a while.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to use a fib retracement from here to here. And we are in that good region that I normally like to buy in. Now, I haven't been following the roadmap particularly for 10x. But it does look like at a fair, decent price to get in at.
Now, if you even put this to like a 1 hour and you kind of zoom in, that's looking like a really nice line of support right there. I think it has nowhere else to go but up. Even the MACD has crossed. Is that crossed? I can't see.
Yeah.
It's crossed. Yeah. I think there's nowhere else to go but up. But you know, who knows, right?
Nobody knows, but it does look like a good price entry here as opposed to some of the other things that we covered. I like anything past the 60% region. I do think that I'm not, like I said, I didn't follow the roadmap 100%, but I know they just recently had their iOS app. They have US cards launching in the next several months before the end of the year. So I think there is some good news and stuff out of 10x, and I think that they definitely are the largest in market cap of all the credit card companies and whatnot out there.
It's bigger than Monaco?
100%.
Really?
Yeah, 10x is about number 25 in market cap.
Oh wow, yeah.
Monaco's way down at 57.
It always confuses me because the token supply is different. For some reason, I think the token supply is the same, so the price is a little higher on Monaco.
Yeah. Enigma has big news with all the gong show surrounding their ICO. I'm not too knowledgeable on Enigma. I don't know.
Enigma's the one that got hacked, right?
Yeah. I'm not positive if they offer ring signatures. That's what I look for in a privacy coin. Ring signatures usually. What do you think about the Qtum mainnet satellite launch? Also, Qtum has its volume from Korean and Chinese market, and Neo has its volume from Western markets. People in China believe in Qtum more than Neo. I have heard these sentiments, and I am a very big fan of Qtum. I'm very bullish on it. I have friends in China that I spoke to that think very well of Qtum, and I've been moving my position slowly out of things such as Neo and other things and into Qtum. Qtum is a proof of stake coin where you can earn dividends just like Neo. However, they're paid in Qtum as opposed to Qtum gas or some Qtum equivalent, which I'm a big fan of. Their mainnet launches September 13th, which is big news for them. I wanted to pull up their price chart.
Yeah.
they were hit as well, as were all the Chinese tokens, but not nearly as bad as Neo. Even if we pull up today, Qtum is down 11%, while Neo is down 21%. So Qtum definitely holding more of its own in respect to Neo. It's even less down than OMG, which is also.
I mean, that's not to say Neo is a bad project, right? I mean,
100%.
I think Neo, its fundamentals, I think are by far the best out of Ether, Qtum, or Neo. You know, I think that's amazing that you could program in every single language.
Qtum has actually, in my opinion, has a little bit better of a team and fundamentals, in my opinion, than
I mean,
Neo.
yeah, I do like the Qtum team a little better. They're way more versed and experienced.
I give Neo the edge as far as a leader goes in Dahongfei, but the Qtum team, and if they deliver all that they say they're going to, I think has more potential than Neo, in my opinion. Are you guys into Komodo?
Yeah, I'm into Komodo.
Where does that go?
Scroll too far down.
Where did that go?
Oh, there it is.
Are you guys into Komodo?
Yeah, I have a small position in Komodo. Yeah, I've had it since it was $1, so yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it. It's a pretty good project. What they release? ZK Snarks, right?
I haven't been following the Komodo project. I don't own Komodo.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a big announcement this week. I don't know, what was it?
I forget. Yeah, I completely forgot. Yeah, but yeah, I'm in a position of Komodo. Yeah.
Is Qtum a good investment? Yeah, I definitely think too. So Qtum is the good. Civic seems super undervalued, but don't seem to want to move up. Thoughts on holding short or long term? I'm working on a video on Civic, which I'll be releasing the next few days. Civic's chart looks very, very similar to 10x. Very similar chart, almost identical. I do think it's a good time to buy in. They have a WordPress plugin coming at the end of the month. We're working on an interview actually with Jimmy, the CEO of Vinny, sorry, the CEO of Civic. Hopefully for next month here when he comes to LA at BlockCon.
I mean, in Civic, it's just like, as everyone heard about the Expedient hack, right? Where like 100 million people, or I think it's 1 million people, somewhere between 1 million and 100 million people got their identity stolen, and that's not possible with Civic. People can't even break into Bitcoin, the most archaic coin out there. You know, like the technology is very old behind Bitcoin, and yet people still can't, you know, they can do double spend attacks and things like that, but they really can't retrieve people's private key. And that's the same thing that they're doing at Civic, is that it's a data bank, so you only have to give certain amount of information, and there's data validators and requesters in that sort.
It has a lot of applications.
Yeah, a lot of applications, and I think as blockchain technology moves forward, I think Civic will be there.
It can be revolutionary. It's young. It's a young project.
Right.
Revolutionary in the way we verify identity and data. You know, we have identity theft, which is very prominent in the world. We have inefficiencies with the way the know your customer process, which every bank or major institution has to perform, which is costly. I think I read in their white paper that it costs somewhere between like $15 and $20 to get to know your customer. Yeah. The process of documenting a customer. If you go to Wells Fargo or whatever and you sign up to create an account, it actually costs them money to add you as a customer and get you into their system. The Civic platform would greatly reduce not only the overhead fees for that, but as we mentioned, things such as security, privacy. It would make that system faster. It would cost less, and it could be really revolutionary in a lot of aspects. Did you convert to Tether on the Bitcoin decline? I'm leaning towards not doing that, especially as we get towards other things. I think there's money to be made still in the market instead of hiding into Tether. I think Litecoin and Ethereum and even Bitcoin Cash.
So I had a stop loss at 4,500. So I converted. I didn't convert all my Bitcoin, but I converted 2 Bitcoin into USD Tether, and then bought back some more Ether, which right now doesn't look very good. But at the time it was actually no, it's at 327. Yeah, so that was a really good investment on my part. I haven't checked my Bittrex in a while, but Ether dropped below 300. Yeah.
I think Monaco might have more upside potential. As far as I know, I think 10x has the edge over Monaco in a couple of things. Let me show you guys. 10x versus Monaco versus Centra. If I can find the chart. There's a chart that compares all the credit card companies out there, including Token Card. And if I can find it. Let's see if it's under images. There was a good chart. Here it is.
Oh, there it is.
This one actually isn't the one I was looking for. Oh, here it is.
Bless you.
Excuse me. If this would load. Here we go. I gotta zoom in a little bit. Where did that go? If only that were like 18 times bigger. Ugh, I'm gonna go to the Centra white paper because I know it's in there. Centra.tech.
Let's just move on to the next question then.
That's fine. Hold on, I got it. White list, white paper. So if you come into the Centra white paper, there is a chart in our blazing fast internet. You look at the next question while I pull this up.
Is that it right there?
Yeah.
What happened to 0x?
Yeah.
Monaco. Thoughts on OMG potential partnership with Uber?
Whoop.
Oh, what'd you do? All right. There's some technical difficulties here. Read an article yesterday from OMG that they are partnering with Uber and their anonymous driving vehicles. You know, I haven't seen that article, but if you could link that or put a comment below this video, that'd be great. I'd love to read that article. 0x is working to create radar relay. Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I like decentralized exchanges, but what do you think about decentralized exchanges? I think there's a lot of them right now.
I'm going to come back to that in a second. I finally found out this damn chart. So here's some of the advantages of 10x over Monaco. Right now they accept Dash over Monaco, so they accept more tokens. They have a they're accepted anywhere where MasterCard and Visa are accepted, where Monaco is only accepted where Visa is. So benefit there. It's also open platform, and there is no cardholder fees, and you also earn a dividend, 0.1% on each purchase. So a couple advantages in my eyes of 10x over Monaco. So just something to keep in mind. I read an article yesterday. You got that. What do you think of Qtum mainnet? We talked about that. You can stake Qtum with Raspberry Pi. You can check it out. Yes. Yeah, Civic, I look forward to your vid. What selling price do you recommend for 10x and Civic and Ether? I wouldn't be selling all of them, either of them right now. I think all are good prices to pick up all of them, to be honest. I wouldn't be selling either, really.
Well, yeah, and like when you think about the future and sell points, you really have to take a look at what BTC is doing. You know,
it's true.
I feel like if BTC is too high, the sell price will be lower. You know, so you really have to, you know, that's why we say the rich never sleep, right? Because, you know, it's like you have to be on top of this at all times, or you really may miss a selling opportunity.
Out of all the new promising ICOs, which ones are ones you think is comparable to how OMG moved, Substrata, Black Moon? You know, I can't really predict much or comment on ICOs. I think they're all extremely young. I like to see a project that has a product base. One of the things that Omise Go had that I think a lot of these companies had is they come from a parent company called Omise with an existing customer base already. I know Tron, for example, is a good example of that. They have a big customer base already that they're trying to launch and connect their product to. But that's what I like to see, something that, one, has a product, and two, has an existing customer base. A lot of these ICOs are trying to create or attack a new customer base essentially.
Right.
So
like think about that new Kick ICO. I think it's called Kin.
mm-hmm.
And you know, they already have millions of millions of users, so it's going to be really easy for them to roll out a platform, as opposed to Obsidian, as opposed to Status.
Make sure you ask when Civic is going to go international, please. For sure. Aaron, is it better to trade in Bitcoin and then convert into Ether, or trade in Ether if one wants to accumulate Ether? You just got to be consistent with what you trade in. If you're trading in Bitcoin, make sure you check Bitcoin prices. Yeah. If you're trading in Ethereum, you trade in Ethereum prices regardless of what you're trying to accumulate.
I think personally it's easier to predict where Bitcoin is going than Ethereum, because Ethereum is tied to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is, you know, it's king. It's 47% of the market. So I think it's better to trade in Bitcoin because it's a little bit more predictable.
Agreed. Monero is a good one to keep in the money today. Bless you. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, going all in on Black Moon, potential top 20 BMC. Potentially, I think it's young and speculative, and I wouldn't invest what you couldn't afford to lose. What about Walton Chain? It's supply chain management coin about ready to go live in October. Walton Chain, as far as I know, is being considered the IOTA of China. It's a really new coin. It's not something I spent a lot of time researching. That's really all I have to say about it. 10x will also do a CC, which might be huge. Why does this keep going back down? Walton Chain, +1 thoughts.
No, I thought 10x is definitely doing a credit card.
Right? Yeah, as far as I know. Can you guys comment on BitConnect? The returns seem amazing long term.
If there are any regulations that are passed down, BitConnect will be the first one affected, because you know the whole idea behind BitConnect is it almost is like a false pyramid scheme. You know, it's not really a pyramid scheme, but it is, you know, trickle down economics where, you know, the people at the top are getting paid more. You know, and if you're getting gains from it, you know, so be it. You know, put as much BTC as you could afford to lose. But if there are any regulations that come down, it'll hit BitConnect first. I think it'll hit BitConnect and all these gambling sites like EtherRoll and just Funfair gambling too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and even Wager, you know. So that's why I don't have huge positions in these gambling coins, but I do hold some positions in it.
Thoughts on Bitcoins? Everyone asks about Bitcoins. I'm not interested in Bitcoins. It's very low market, and if you look at Bitcoins, BQX, it's not on any major exchanges. It's not a very large coin. 65 million in market cap. It's not on any of the major exchanges. If it was a good coin to invest in, it would be on some of the big exchanges. So I don't really talk much about Bitcoins.
That's a double-edged knife, though, because some really good projects are not even, you know, they're not on a big exchange. They're on exchanges like Liquid, right?
Yeah, but they're not really big projects in my eyes if that's all they're on.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy because exchanges kind of dictate if a coin's going to take off. Maybe not via market adoption, but in price.
Should I sell Sentra to buy 10x? Both are young and speculative at this point. You know, you can take a look. I'm looking at the white paper here for Sentra. Obviously, it's going to be biased and show you all the things that it has an advantage of over 10x. I'm not extremely knowledgeable on both. Ripple is targeting a new customer base. However, they've had the last 5 years to do that, and they've done well. Probably an unpopular comment, but the truth. I hold a little bit of Ripple because it's a good hedge against the rest of these currencies. It is centralized, yes, but if any major banks start to pick up a coin, this would be it.
It's got its place in the market. You know, it fills a niche. It fills a role in the market. So yeah, there's definitely use for it because people would want that. So
IXT partner with Warren Buffett Company, General Ray. Any thoughts? I don't know what IXT is.
I can't for the life of me.
Thoughts on ARK? ARK is a delegated proof of stake coin which offers, I believe it's somewhere around 7% return per annum, and it's really good quiet coin. And I think a lot of the news that we've been having lately, and I think ARC has been. I don't know, let me pull up the ARC chart.
It's got those listeners, right? So you could trade freely between Ether or to Bitcoin using these listeners. It's great. It's a really solid team, and it's delegated proof of stake, which is one of the reasons why I love BitShares.
It's been really steady, slow growth, and it's held its own, especially during these dips here. You can see it's done very well, and I would love to pick up some more. Actually, I think it's a quiet coin out there that is sort of under the radar that not a lot of people are talking about. I
think it has a couple things in its roadmap coming up as well, and they've been hitting these major hurdles every time. So, Arca definitely we're working on a presentation on that as well. Just so everyone's aware of what the technology actually does.
LOL, Suppo Man loves Bitcoins. He pumps it so hard. BitConnect, yes, they recently created a Regal coin pyramid. If you are a small trader, is it better to trade in and out of Ethereum rather than Bitcoin due to Bitcoin high fees? There's not necessarily high fee. I mean, it depends when you say you're trading in and out of Ethereum versus in and out of Bitcoin. You mean like back to USD? Like dollars, where I know there's a higher fees on Bitcoin than there is Ethereum. But if you're trading in and out of Ethereum on an exchange, and the same thing with Bitcoin, I think the fees are relatively the same if you're trading in and out.
I definitely think that is definitely from fiat too.
Yeah. If you're trading in and out of a coin and you're going from fiat to a new coin like Ethereum or Bitcoin or Litecoin, Bitcoin I think has the highest in fees for sure. But if you're just trading on an exchange, I don't think the fees are much different.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Ubic?
I think just Ubic is just falling so far behind, just in market enthusiasm wise, so far behind Neo, IOTA, Lisk,
Stratus,
Waves, even Waves.
Yeah,
and so I don't really know too many coins that are being run off of Ubic. But I feel like marketing-wise, they could be better. And a lot of people don't talk about that, is that you also want to look for good marketing when you're investing in a coin, because that really also dictates the price a lot, too.
What do you think of NXT?
I like NXT. I think Ardor is run off NXT. Or is
Not
that
positive. I don't know.
Yeah. But... yeah, NXT, it's a work in progress too. They could be a little better in their marketing as well. They don't have any big names coming in.
What was I gonna say? I just blanked. Shoot, yeah, I blanked. I don't remember what I was gonna say. You like Omni as a platform play?
Again, no.
Lisk rebranding, will we see a rise? I think a lot of the Lisk rise is over. I think we saw a lot of the hype. I think it's priced in already, man. I think you missed the boat kind of if you weren't on it right there. I mean, we got news about the branding already back in August, and that's sort of why we saw that big run up. The chart is looking healthy though. I mean, it could rise more, but I think you perhaps missed some of the boat.
Yeah, I mean, if you also look at Neo's rebranding, which was over a month as well, right? Can we actually go to that? Can you go to the Neo chart? Let's see, Neo. And I think it took a while for Neo to rebrand too, and I think that run up to was it $1 to $7 or $8 is similar to what we saw in Lisk.
Mm-hmm.
So could Lisk go up really high? I hope so. It'd be great.
But I think a lot of the price is priced in really for Lisk. ADEX is really new. I think a lot of hype. What is the ticker? It's not on Bittrex, is it? ADX.
ADX. There it is. Yeah.
It looks like it pulled back a lot. There's a lot of excitement initially, and you can see we've pulled back, which tends to happen all the time when something new comes out. looks like we're just consolidating. I don't know much about ADX. I do know the advertising space is very competitive. But you think QTUM will go up? QTUM has been going up. I think it's done very well as far as the Chinese coins have gone. Better than NEO the past couple of days. And I think that is due mostly, in fact, to the fact that they are a proof of stake coin. They are launching their mainnet on the 13th. I think they have better fundamentals than NEO, in my opinion. Digibyte looks like at a good entry point. I'm not interested in Digibyte. It's just not a token that I take very seriously. Monetha's brand new. I don't even think it's out on exchanges yet, so I can't really compare it to anything. It's too young. Do you think Lisk will go to the 40-50 range by December? That sounds pretty bullish. I wouldn't think so. But you know, anything's possible in cryptocurrency. But it's pretty high right now the way it is.
Right.
In fact, I wouldn't even want to purchase into it now if you haven't already.
Do we already show that chart?
Yeah, we had it. It's at an all-time high, man. I never buy anything that's at an all-time high. Lisk is at an all-time high right now. If I was looking at a good entry point, I would tell you somewhere in the 001. I'd say look in the 001 range.
That's really low, though.
That's where I would look, the 001.
Yeah.
All this stuff that goes flying up usually comes back down.
I mean, but you're not going to exit your position, right?
Right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm staying with what I got in it.
Right.
But
So all I've done is set my stop losses. I've been in. I think we both had a position in Lisk. Just set up your stop losses because it does look like it could drop at any moment as soon as this hype is over. If it's unfounded hype, you know, like kind of like exactly what NEO did.
I'm sure you guys have already talked Litecoin, but can you refresh the new people? We haven't talked about Litecoin. Let's bring Litecoin up. Litecoin has relatively been extremely stable of a currency. Up until the past couple of weeks, it really shot up really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's a bit high. I want to pull this out to daily.
Yeah, I think it follows BTC a lot. So, you want to add an indicator and then overlay.
LTC doesn't follow BTC that much.
Wait, just add an indicator.
To where?
Right here. Insert. Change symbol. Just type in BTC USD. Okay. Let me just add symbol. BTC USD.
USDT.
So I guess it really doesn't follow it too much. I mean, there's a correlation. There's a correlation chart somewhere, but yeah, it does. From that, it doesn't look like it.
But Litecoin, I think, is pretty high right now, as far as price goes. We saw a steep run up, which is uncommon for Litecoin. Actually, Litecoin has been relatively stable, and it's something that I'm looking to acquire more of. Yeah. However, as we get closer to the potential hard fork in November. But I think right now, specifically, like in this point in time, I think it is a little bit high. I like to pick up somewhere in this range, the 0.001 range, around here somewhere. Or sorry, not the 0.001, the 0.01 range, right in here. Because we did see a steep run up, and yeah, it's been falling while Bitcoin has been, you know. And this is interesting. This was where is the hard fork? Hard fork
was August 1st, right?
Yeah, which is like right here. You can see that running up 7/3, August 1.
This is 2016. You have to go to 2017.
Oh yeah, why am I'm so far back? I was gonna say this does not look like the signals I'm looking for. So you can see. Let me get rid of this fib retracement here. This is messing with my eyes. And how do I get rid of that symbol?
No, just hit the eye on the symbol.
Oh yeah. So Bitcoin or Litecoin actually ran up a lot right before the hard fork in August. Like when we had a lot of speculation over Bitcoin, this whole thing right here, while there was a lot of uncertainty and confusion in Bitcoin, we had that big run up, and then after the hard fork, Litecoin sort of took a dive, and then I think Litecoin has been gaining more popularity now as there is a lot of confusion with what is going on with SegWit and Bitcoin Cash and
for sure.
all the hard forks. And I think this is why we started to see some of this.
And then on top of that, Lightning. They had SegWit activated, and they've have Lightning Network on the testnet. So yeah, I think Litecoin's really stable and is pretty good. Charlie Lee, I like him. I saw him on a couple interviews on CNBC. But yeah, Litecoin is something I would hold on to. I don't think I would short any of it anytime soon, especially with the upcoming confusion of SegWit 2x coming in November.
If you're looking to pick any of it up, though, I would look somewhere in this region here. This is where I'd like to pick it up. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Is IOTA a good entry point right now? Let's take a look at IOTA.
I wouldn't touch IOTA with a 3-foot pole.
Yeah, right now is a iffy time for IOTA.
2 foot is not that big.
IOTA is in a downward descent. A lot of news coming out. There's some vulnerabilities exposed in IOTA. There is no big exchange other than Bitfinex holding it at the moment.
Right.
IOTA. Really only on Bitfinex and Bit52, which isn't even a real exchange. So some question marks. We'll have to see. Monetha is already in a few exchanges, Monetha Delta and Mercatox.
Yeah.
Do you know which coin plays the most proof of stake? Yeah. We'll wrap it up in 5 minutes. Do you know which coins pays the most proof of stake? I think they all differ a little bit. I don't know. ARK is pretty high at around 7%.
Yeah.
Neo is at about 5%. I'm not sure what QTUM is. Even Lisk.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Seems like a good time to pick up some Litecoin on this dip. We talked about that. Heard that they had some problem the other day. I have a few Ether. What should I do? Hold on for dear life. Ethereum, I think, is probably the safest thing out there, even safer than Bitcoin, in my opinion. I don't think everyone would agree. I think most people agree Ethereum and Bitcoin are your two safest, but I actually prefer Ethereum over Bitcoin. What do you think with the November hard fork? Convert BCT into other coins? I will be looking to. I'm looking to pick up more Ethereum as the year goes on. I think Ethereum will have a very strong end of the year. I'm going to be looking to try and accumulate more Litecoin, like I said.
Is it
Bitcoin Cash?
Is it Byzantium? Is that coming up first or second?
I believe Constantinople's first.
All right, and Byzantium's at the end of the year? Or was that 2018?
TBA, no date yet.
Oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, I actually checked it out in the GitHub, and there's a lot of progress and a lot of comments, and so, it's a very active project, Ether. I want to say it's probably the most active project.
They got a lot of stuff going on right now. They're testing Raiden and their testnet right now, which will greatly enhance. It's kind of like Bitcoin's Lightning Network.
And so Plasma is something different. I thought Plasma was like Lightning Network as well. So what's the difference between Raiden and?
Not completely sure, to be honest.
Yeah. But they both sound like good news to me. Yeah.
They are. Raiden will come first, and Plasma will come potentially in with the caster upgrade. I think it's about 2 years away.
And that's so what was the big news with Omise and Plasma?
Well, Omise will be one of the first
To utilize Plasma?
First tokens that's built off Ethereum to utilize Plasma. And I spoke to someone that knows one of the co-founders of Ethereum and said that Plasma probably won't be available for 2 years. But anyway, it's just good stuff in their roadmap. And as we all know, Metropolis is in the works. It's split into 2 hard forks. We have Constantinople taking place late September or early October. We'll have Byzantium by the end of the year, maybe early next year. There's no official release date yet for it, but they're implementing a number of things, such as ZK Snarks, which will add some privacy features to Ethereum, which I think are good for really the financial services sector.
Yeah.
There will be It'll be a little bit easier to program for developers. They will be prepping it basically for Casper and moving it to proof of stake by adding a difficulty time bomb, which basically is going to make it really unprofitable to continue to mine if miners should want to stay with that fork. Basically, it's going to hard fork and switch everybody over, or force everybody to switch over. I see League of Legends. I used to play League of Legends a lot. I have not played it in about a year or two, and I was considering, I updated it earlier today for the first time in a long time. I was thinking about playing a game. Go watch some Bruce Lee. You guys rock. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here in about 2 more minutes. And we're going to give away some free cryptocurrency here in a moment for those of you that stuck around. Thoughts on potential for Bitcoin. So we talked about it. We are not big fans. Obsidian coin for the win. Watch for it. Okay, I'm a shill. Yeah. For Ethereum, miners choose the transaction price currently, but who will be the decider once it becomes proof of stake?
Oh, so gas prices are set. I think there's a usual standard. You know how the gas prices were lowered for the time of the huge ICO crunch, and I think a leadership team does that. So I don't see why it would be any different. But it's a recommendation, right?
So we are going to give free crypto. You can think of a question real fast, but if you're not a member of our Facebook group, join it. We have a lot of members. Hit that thumbs up button on this video. What that does, it allows other people to know that this video was worth watching, and join us over on our Moon Lounge. The Crypto Somniac Facebook page. You can get it in the banner of the YouTube profile or in the video description here below. We do a lot of these live videos here on there as well. Additionally, you may consider, let me go back to my YouTube banner, scheduling a one-on-one appointment with us. We manage and talk to a lot of clients over the phone or on Skype, and just some of them just want to talk once a month or once a week on what their profile looks like, or for technical assistance, reading charts, setting up wallets. You can book an appointment right there. If you're new to cryptocurrency, one of the best places to start is our course over on Udemy. It's $10. You get everything you need to know as far as how to set up wallets, chart reading, setting up wallets, getting onto an exchange, buying, selling, researching ICOs, etc. Right. And then the last thing we have is the Moon Lounge, which we've been spending a lot of our time on when we're not here on YouTube doing videos. We manage the Moon Lounge. What you get is access to all of our previous trades, past, present, and in the future on a daily basis. We help answer questions in there. We really recommend people come to the table with $5,000 or more. It is really for traders with a little bit of experience, and we kind of guide you into creating a really strong portfolio. And you can email me at cryptosomniac@gmail.com if you're interested in joining, or you can click the link here and sign up via Patreon and get a little bit more information. You can also email us at cryptosomniac@gmail.com if you have any questions or want to learn more. Also, hit that subscribe button. We do these videos here at least once a day. This is our second already. We're going to ask you guys a question and give you guys some free crypto here.
Good question. Okay. A lead developer left Ripple and started his own company. What is that company? You know that one?
I don't know that one. It's not Charlie Lee.
No, left Ripple.
Yeah. I was thinking Charlie Lee.
A lead developer left Ripple and started what company?
Ooh.
Another cryptocurrency, obviously.
Is it a Chinese one?
No. There it goes. B. Anderson, Stellar Lumens.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
Banderston998, if you can message me on Facebook privately, message me your ERC20 compatible wallet, and we will send you some free crypto. Message me over there. But I think that's going to wrap it up here for tonight, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and join us next time here on the All Time High Show. Thank you guys all for tuning in.